Okay, I'm here in Preston, Idaho, and this is obviously the house that was used in Napoleon Dynamite. This would have been the house that Napoleon, Kip, and his grandma lived in, and they actually shot a bunch of different scenes out here on this location. This is kind of cool. The owners of the house actually put a sign up in their yard too. But yeah, so Uncle Rico was in a couple scenes at this house. Deb came to the door. Let's see who else came here. Kip obviously lived here. Oh, Pedro was here, and of course Tina. So Tina would have been right out here. There would have been a fence right where these bushes are. So that's where Napoleon goes out to feed her. These steps are kind of funny. That's where Uncle Rico and Kip were sitting on it when Uncle Rico was talking about how he could throw a football over the mountains, which are right out there. But when he was saying that, Napoleon and Pedro came riding their bikes down this road right here. So this is where Uncle Rico takes a steak off of Kip's plate and chucks it, and it actually hits Napoleon right in the face, and his glasses fall off. And that actually really happened during that take. I read something and saw an interview that said that actually happened, and I think it broke his glasses when it did so. But that was kind of a funny scene. And then of course Deb, she comes here to Napoleon's house when she's trying to sell stuff. But yeah, this is the second time I've been to this location. I actually live in Ohio, so I'm like 2,000 miles away from home, and this is a little remote town in southeastern Idaho. So I'm passing through again, and I thought this would be a good chance to stop and see the place again. A couple more things that you're gonna recognize maybe from here was where Lyle shot the cow. And of course, this is where Napoleon gets on the bus and goes down the road dragging the action figure out the back of the window of the bus. And you can see, if you remember when he's dragging it, this is it's sort of like a dirt / paved road, but when he's dragging the action figure by the fishing string, it's kind of bouncing around on the road. But that's exactly what it looks like. Same as when the movie was filmed. Okay, this is Pedro's house from the movie Napoleon Dynamite. This is really the only angle you see of the house. They show it from straight on, and of course if I back out a little, you can see the sidewalk here, which is where they had the ramp set up for trying to jump the bike. But they show a few scenes from the movie inside the house, but as far as exterior, this is really the only shot you get is straight on from Okay, I'm back at Preston High School in Preston, Idaho. This is the high school that was used in Napoleon Dynamite. You'll probably recognize the front. I'll go over there in a second. But one thing I wanted to point out was the bike rack right here. This would have been where Pedro had his bike, the sledgehammer that Napoleon was checking out because it had the shocks and the pegs. I think it's kind of funny. It's still here. And I'll go over here to the front. You recognize the facade of the school, and they also did a scene right out front of it here with Deb and Napoleon. They were sitting on the steps right here having this discussion. But this is the front of the high school, Preston High School. I wish I could get in because they really did use the lockers that are in here that you see in the movie, and I think the gymnasium as well. But it's always locked. I mean, it's a Saturday. Last time I think I was here, it was on a Saturday. So no chance of getting in. But this is the high school that was used in Napoleon Dynamite. There's a few more locations downtown Preston for Napoleon Dynamite. Unfortunately, it looks like King's has closed up, but when I was here a few years ago, it was open. But that's where Uncle Rico was taking Napoleon in the store when he picked up the plunger and put it in the grocery cart. He also did some things in the store right here, and the store over here, like buying the suit to wear. But one of the funny things I think about down here, this location right there, you see what it says? I don't know if you can read it or not. It says the Cut and Corral. Napoleon made reference to getting his hair cut there. It never appeared in the movie itself, but it is actually a real building here in Preston. And right over here is the store. This is the thrift store that Napoleon bought the suit. I took some pictures inside. I didn't want to take video inside. A lot of times I don't like to do that in public or in businesses, but this is the store I showed you right across the street a few moments ago where Napoleon bought the suit. I came across the street just to show you this. Right there's a sign, the Cut and Corral. I almost walked right past this the first time I came to Preston, but as I said across the street, I don't know if you could hear me because the traffic was going by, but Napoleon made a reference to getting his hair cut at the Cut and Corral, and this never makes it into the movie. This location was only mentioned, but I thought it was hysterical that it really does exist right here in Preston, Idaho. Okay, this is the location they used for the discussion between Pedro and Napoleon. They were sitting right here, and Summer was right out here. I think it was like gym class, if I remember correctly, but they were just sitting here, and Pedro was telling Napoleon how he was going to ask her to the dance. But this is the location they used for that scene. Pedro and Napoleon were sitting down here. Summer was out in that right out ahead here talking to her friends. Okay, this is another location I get asked about a lot from my previous video on my visit here to Preston, and that's the Tetherball scene. The Tetherball pole, believe it or not, is still here. It's right here. It looks like it's the only one. When I was here before, there were a couple, but I think they have since removed them. But I'm guessing they left this one for nostalgic reasons. But this is it. This is the Tetherball pole from Napoleon Dynamite. It still actually has the cord that you can attach the ball. They used this location twice. The first, you remember, I think it was gym class, because I remember there being kids were playing basketball. The hoops are obviously out here. Napoleon was out here. I think Summer. I can't remember who else. But the closing scene, which is probably one of my favorite parts of the movie, is when Deb and Napoleon are out here and they're playing tetherball together. So that was right here. And one of the things I always loved too was the mountains. They really put like a nice backdrop on this location. But this is actually behind an elementary school in Preston. This is not at the high school. So if you're looking for this location, it's at the elementary school, just a couple blocks away, not the high school. But this is the location they use for it, and it's As you can see, the tetherball pole is still here, cord is attached, and pretty cool location.